Hey there, welcome back to my video. My name is Brian. This is my 2020 Ducati Monster 821. I bought it pre-owned. Got it from a dealership here, a highly respected, very good dealership, and it had 1,082 miles on it. A lot of their bikes are very lightly used. We have a lot of wealthy people here in Dallas, Texas, and they buy expensive toys. And then they figure out, later that they don't ride as much, or they want to trade something in and get something bigger and better. And so that's a great opportunity for me to come in and others like you or someone that lives here in Dallas, or we have people that drive in really far distances. You can pick up a bike that has low miles and some performance parts added that you don't have to pay for, and you can get a great deal. Say a great deal because everything is expensive, over expensive with inflation today in 2022 and 2023 coming up. But you don't pay freight and prep, and you don't, or assembly, and you don't pay some other fees, the shipping that they charge you. So it's a great deal. But other than that, I want to talk to you today and about something that I learned. I rode the bike today, had a great time, and I want to share that with you. From my previous video, I talked about some things, and this is going to touch base on that. Okay. What I learned today, when I got the bike from the showroom floor, from the Ducati store dealership, they went through the menu with me real quick to show me how to switch the electronics up, and it kind of went in one ear and out the other ear. And so I was like, man, I'll just deal with it when I get home. So I played with it some yesterday, and then I played again with it today, and I was successful in being able to change the riding modes. When I took it off the dealership floor, I was like, just stick it in sport mode, turn ABS to a medium level, and put traction control down very low, wheelie control or whatever some of the electronics this bike has. So they set me up, I took off, and I mentioned in last video that this bike was a little notchy, super mechanical feeling. Shifting was good but not spectacular, like some of the Japanese bikes or maybe some of the other brands. But today I wanted to put it into urban mode, and so I successfully did that. And I went in and tweaked my urban mode. I put traction control at 3 because traction control is good. I'm not sliding the rear end. I'm not doing anything like that. And then I put DCT into 1, and I probably need to put it in 0. No traction control. My hand is the traction control, but I put it in that, and I rode today, and I had such a great time, a great experience, and it was very positive. The bike ran smoother, and I'm gonna touch base on something else that I did to the bike, and maybe that contributed a little bit to that. But I was pretty surprised. A lot of modes that manufacturers, cars, motorcycles, anything like that. You can switch between modes. How much does it really change things, and how much do you really feel? Well, I didn't expect much other than, some of the power being cut. And I didn't notice a lot of power being cut, but I'm not, again, racing the bike through heavy traffic. I'm in Dallas, Texas, and it sucks. Traffic is insane here from 8 a.m., 7:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. It is no fun. Traffic and the heat here is pretty unbearable. But I had a great time. It shifted better. It was less notchy. I was cruising, per gear, third, fourth, at around 4,500 RPMs. I don't really want to cruise, down a street at, 6,000 RPMs and get that buzzy sound, while you're just kind of putting along. But the bike cruised a lot better at 4,000, 4,300 RPM. The shifting was better. What else? Everything just functioned a little better. I think the heat even felt a little less. The heat rating from the engine was a little less. So it was a very positive experience. Shifting, acceleration was very smooth. Overall, a great experience. So I just wanted to bring that to viewers that are watching my video. and say, you know, you might want to, if you're going to get this bike, it's an awesome machine. You know, experiment with the urban setting. A lot of people's going to do that. I usually don't mess with the electronics. I set it once and forget it, and I use my brain and my throttle and my foot to control everything. But obviously it looks like it changed some of the internal engine parameters, AFR, timing, whatever it changed, fueling, to just tame it down a little bit, make it a little bit more smoother. So I thought that'd be worth making a video. Now I want to touch base on something else that I did that could contribute to smoothing the bike out, and something you need to keep an eye on. Okay, here we go. All right, as I stated before, I bought the bike with low miles, and you know, I wanted to you know, come in, and I do a lot of maintenance on my bike. I'm a very preventative maintenance type of person, type of rider, type of owner, and so I put the bike on the bike stand. You know, it's helpful to have a bike stand so you can raise your rear of the bike up, and I checked the tolerances with my chain. And the chain had more slack in it than what Ducati recommends. So obviously I think I was getting some chain slap. You know, when off and on the throttle, you get a little bit of that chain slap. Plus there's a little extra play in the rear wheel, you know, from your front sprocket. You get a little bit of rocking back and forth. So when you're off and on the throttle, you get a little bit of that extra sound and a little bit of that kind of hollow feel. So how you check that, I found one good YouTube video. YouTube is such a great resource, but I'm not going to really go into detail, but basically on your swing arm here, kind of the fat portion, your chain, you're going to put it on your stand, and you're going to measure the distance that the chain flexes in one direction, and that's down. And so the specs from Ducati are between you know, tight is 31 millimeters, and on the loose side is 33 millimeters. And so my chain was at 34 and a half. And so it obviously looked like a little extra slack. So I went in and adjusted that and put it at 32 millimeter, probably a little over 32, because it feels like it's still a little tight. Even, you know, at 32, you're like, man, you know, but I'm used to motocross bikes that have more suspension travel, so that's just ingrained in my head. But so I made those adjustments, torqued everything down, and I think that contributed to the bike running smoother. So you really need to pay attention to chain tension, and obviously I chain lube my bike every couple of weeks. I just want to make sure I've got some two different main brands, you know, PJ1 and then chain wax that goes on a little bit different, but I think that really makes a big difference. So pay attention to your bike's maintenance. Another topic that I think is worth mentioning is, and I've seen this in many videos, whenever I buy something, a car, a motorcycle, I mean anything, a gun, photography equipment, I mean, it's just endless of things that I watch on YouTube. But a lot of videos talk about the riders mention the fear of this exhaust portion and this heat shield. Today I rode, and don't flame me, you know, I rode in shorts today, and it was about 88 degrees. And my bare leg was resting up against this, and at lights, one light in particular that's really long and heavy traffic, this bike got up to 225 degrees before the fan could you know, get the temps down. And so the motor was really hot, but there was absolutely no worries about burning yourself. This heat shield does excuse me, an excellent job of shielding. I want to express that on my experience, that most of the heat radiating comes from the other side of the bike. This shielding does a really good, it does a good deal of shielding from, I guess, the motor and some of the hot parts, but I don't feel that my leg on this side of the bike gets as hot as the other side. So definitely not something to worry about, or my foot bumping into this exhaust shield right here. I ride on the balls of my feet, or more, you know, towards the front of my feet, so my feet are arced up. none of this is a problem. So yeah, a lot of people focus heavily on that, but I don't think it's something that most people should worry about. All right, I've said enough. I'm going to wrap the video up. Just want to express how much more comfortable I'm coming with the bike. I've had it maybe 2.5 weeks. Really getting used to, you know, the upper mass and this larger tank. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I just, you know, take off on it and ride an hour, you know, just through Dallas, Texas, you know, in the traffic. But it's such a great, I'm really liking the bike, and I'm really liking my choice to get this. It's very, very unique. You know, I have every once in a while men at lights, you know, in different cars, you know, different levels of you know, prestige or whatever, you know, Land Rover or BMW or some other, you know, lower line everyday car, you know, that'll give me a thumbs up, you know, a big smile on their face, or you know, enthusiasts of, you know, fine machines and Italian, you know, heritage. So it's always cool to get acknowledged and, you know, have a wave back or something. But the bike is phenomenal. Just, you know, a little bit of shortcomings with the heat, and but the brakes, I mean, if I could just touch anything, the brakes are just wonderful. I mean, just perfect. The front brakes. The rear brake, you know, you don't use a lot. That's like, you know, 20% of your braking, but most of your braking comes from the front, and you want to adjust your controls, your levers, and your shifter, and you want your rear brake lever, and get those all in tuned to exactly how you like them, because that'll also make your bike a better experience. But that's enough of me talking. I appreciate you stopping by and checking my video out, and you know, I invite you back to check out more as I experience and learn more of this ownership experience with this motorcycle. But again, thanks for tuning in. Look for more videos coming up as I make them, and I will see you again. All right, bye-bye. My name is Brian. Have a great night, great day.